Alright, we're back. The Dave's Had Enough Show, episode 33, part 2. Something happened to my computer where when I plugged it in, it just shut the fuck down and I couldn't get it going, and I just decided to redo the podcast and just continue from what we were talking about. Now we got a new guest. We even got Dark Holy joined too. Alright, we got a new guest, Guns Blazing. That's your name, man?
Yes, sir. What's
All
going
right,
on?
and are you an Xbox dude or I remember you're Xbox and Wii U, right?
Xbox, Wii U, and PC.
Okay, Xbox, Wii U, and PC.
Yes, sir.
What we were talking about before it all went down, we discussed the whole PSN, pretty much what they're giving us for the days it was down during the holiday. They were giving us 5 days free for PlayStation Plus. I have no idea what Microsoft is doing. Have you heard what they're doing for that?
As of right now, no, I haven't heard anything as of late. But I mean, so far, I was actually on my roommate's console. He didn't have any problems on his end. He was gaming all night.
Okay, all right. Yeah, some people didn't have any issues with the thing. Like RXL said, he knew some kind of thing he could set his online thing at his connection thing where you go into the settings and everything. And he said he was fine the whole time it was down. And he said he should have told everybody that sooner. He said it during a podcast, like in the comments, live comment chat. I think it was on One Stop for Gamers when I was in there. But yeah, and we talked about the Xbox One promotional price going back up. Do you think that's a good thing, man?
Well, you know what? No, it kind of sucks because I just paid like $450 and change for my Xbox, and I got it like 2 days ago for mine.
Oh.
And to know that they're gonna bring it back down, that's like a total bummer. Because then I should have just like waited, you know.
Yeah. All right. And Dark Holy, how's it going, man?
Just chilling, and chilling.
Did the PSN affect you at all with the whole PSN being down or any of that stuff, or did you're mainly a PC gamer, right?
I'm mainly PC right now, and my PlayStation, I don't play it. Probably only yesterday just to play Last of Us for what, 5 minutes.
Okay. What did you think? Do you think that's fair what they're giving people for PlayStation Plus being down?
What they giving them?
5 days free with the PlayStation Plus prescription at 10% on anything in the PlayStation Store.
Hey, why they don't? They should have gave it at least for a month free.
Yeah.
25%.
I look at it, it's better than nothing, but they should have gave a little bit more for especially being down on Christmas.
A free game.
What about the whole Xbox One promotional price going back up? What do you think about that? Is that a good move from Microsoft or no?
It's hard to say on the Microsoft part because I think they're gonna keep doing it back and forth, catching up with sales.
Okay. All right. Now that we covered that, got you guys in the conversation, we're going into this whole new Nintendo thing. I brought it up in other podcasts, but this seems to be a big topic. Like, a lot of people seem to think Nintendo is just going to drop a new console tomorrow or the next year. Like, they're like, oh, the Wii U is a flop. You know, it's just not doing well. They're coming out with a new console next year. I've even seen some videos where people just talk about it like it's coming out the next year. Like, they don't even have no doubt or nothing. What do you think about this gun blazing? Do you think there's going to be a new Nintendo console next year, the year after?
Well, AMD already confirmed that they're already working on a new chip for them, and Miyamoto mentioned something along the sorts of that they're going to be unveiling a new console, but we probably won't hear of anything maybe till like 2016, and that's just maybe the unveiling of something that they're working on. They'll probably show some concept at E3 or something, but I doubt they're going to release the new system to maybe 2017 or late 2016. It would just be too soon, you know. I don't know. Personally, my Wii U's just been there sitting there collecting dust for a while. I'm looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles X. You know, I've never been a Smash Brothers fan. You know, but like I said, and my console's just sitting there collecting dust for a minute. You know, I'm playing everything else besides it. You know, for them to release a new console right now, I don't know, man. It's like flip-flop going back and forth, you know. I think it would be doomed to fail if they release it at this point.
Okay, all right. What about you, Guy Man Super? Do you think they're coming out with a new console very soon, or do you think that just Nintendo just announced this just to, like they always do, announcing like a lot of people seem to forget a lot of these companies announce their next console usually right after they release their new console or 2 years down the road they announce it. You know that they're working on something new. It's not uncommon. What do you think about it, Guy Man Super?
Well, I heard about the news and I wasn't really following it. I heard about the whole AMD thing. I think I said it right. I don't think they're coming out with a new console anytime soon. Handheld maybe with the whole new 3DS. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I haven't owned one. My brother has one. It's okay. I mean, hands down, feature wise, it beats the Vita. I'm sorry, it does. Anyway. Shoot. I don't know what to say. I don't see it happening anytime soon, but I hope it's better than the Wii U. I hope Nintendo learned their lesson, whatever it was. And I don't want anything bad to happen. I mean, I hope it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's it.
All right.
Nothing more to say.
All right, Grimpachi, you touched on this while we were talking off air. Can you say what you said during the when we were off air when I thought we were live?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to be like a new home console. It's probably going to be a new handheld, and I don't mean like the new 3DS. The new 3DS is already out. It's just not out in America. So, you know, we know what's inside of the new 3DS. Now, I think it's like, you know, Nintendo does that all the time. They drop like a handheld console. Then after a while, they'll make a special version of it, the DSi, the what else? They did it with the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Micro. They kept making new versions of the Game Boy Advance back to back to back just to get to the DS. You know, they do that all the time. So I think this is just going to be no different. You know, the chip is probably going to go to a new handheld device.
Okay. What about you, Dark Hole? You think Nintendo's dropping a new home console soon?
Be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think they should, but I don't care. I'll be honest with you, I don't care.
So you don't care what Nintendo does. You don't give a shit if they drop a new.
I don't give two fucking cents.
Did you give up on Nintendo or?
Say again?
Are you one that gave up on Nintendo? You just
I didn't give up, but all right. Be honest, I don't like. Grandpa, she told me a couple days ago. Everybody think about making a new console and shit, like PlayStation or there's rumors going around. I told him just like this, like if they make some new consoles in the next from now to 2007, fuck them. I ain't supporting shit. I ain't buying a motherfucking thing. I get the thing for free, but I ain't buying shit. They can kiss my ass.
Damn.
I'll drink to that right there, man.
All right, Wolfla, what do you think about the new Nintendo console possibly being in the works?
All right, I'm sick of these news articles like a game of telephone. They're just copying and pasting. I see the original article I remember seeing. It said AMD hints at new processor architecture for game console in 2016, which actually, when you read the article, it means it's a new AMD processor for a game console, but it's in 2016, not a game console in 2016. A new AMD chip in 2016.
He has a point.
Basically confused everybody by the headline, and then one thing leads to another. And I don't know. I mean, it could happen. Who knows? They have released a lot of those handhelds, and I don't think it's for handheld because it's a new AMD processor. But,
well, the thing is, they did say this is not a handheld. They said this is for a home console. They did state that.
Yeah, so the home console it's for. The chip is being developed for a console in 2016, but not the console in 2016. That's what
That right there will rule the handhelds out.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what.
could I step in and say this? I think the confusion comes from this. Like Nintendo comes out and says we're making a new console, right? They said we're going to use AMD parts. AMD turns around and says what Buffalo just said. But see, it's speculation. That doesn't mean that this has anything to do with Nintendo. Because, it makes sense. Nintendo's making a new console. It's going to be AMD. They're making a new part. This could go for the new console or whatever. We don't know. For all we know, this chipset can go into a damn Steam box. I don't know. Like, I'm just, speculating. But I don't think it's Nintendo like directly tied to it. But I was answering in the sense of if Nintendo's directly tied to it, then yeah, I think it may be, what I already said.
Well, this all started with Miyamoto coming out in like some kind of press conference or something, hinting on a new Nintendo console in the works. And GameSpot did an article on it. I'll listen to what they have to say sometimes. I'm not. Some of these articles you read, they're from some fucking website in Egypt. You don't, you never even heard of the name of the fucking thing. They're just reporting news, and people I'm not gonna name any YouTubers, but certain YouTubers will take those articles and act like it's a for sure thing. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not
They'll take that ball and they'll just run with it.
Yeah, but Miyamoto did come out and say, and they said it was very unlikely for Miyamoto ever to do something like that, to announce a new console that they're working on, to give hints like that. But they did say this. In 2004, Nintendo did come out and announce whatever they had the names for the original Wii. I forgot, it was like Revolution something, and that turned into the Wii in 2006, so it was 2 years ahead of time. But it ain't going to come out next year. I could see maybe 2 or 3 years from now, maybe, possibly, but not next year. Like, you got some people thinking that's going to come out, like, next year. They're sounding like, what the fuck are these people talking about? I was like, they're releasing fucking Star Fox, a Zelda next year, Devil's Third, Mario Maker, all these fucking games, and they're not going to just say, okay, guys, we're releasing a new console. Fuck those.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
right there.
They dropped Skyward Sword and some other games in 2011 and just said, fuck it, the next year.
Yeah, but the Wii was already out for how long?
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying Nintendo is known to drop. They'll drop some really good games for the last year. You know what I'm saying?
But is Nintendo known to drop a new console within 5 or after 5? They're known for dropping a new console within 5 or 6 years of it being out. I've never seen them do it earlier, except like.
No, I'm not saying they're gonna drop the console like next year. No, I'm not saying they're agreeing with those people. I'm just saying we may hear hints or talks, just like we did with Revolution. I remember the Revolution was supposed to be like a headset thing, but it turned into the Wii.
Yeah, and that was announced in 2004, and then the Wii came out in 2006, I believe.
Yeah, I can see something going like that. They talk about it now, and then 2-3 years from now, it comes out.
But you think reason why everybody's wanting this to happen because there's just a lot of people that don't want to see the Wii U succeed at all?
I mean, the Wii U is succeeding. Like I'm not like I said, I had a Wii U. Nintendo pissed me off. But to be fair, Nintendo is selling the Wii U at a game. They're making money off the Wii U.
In all reality, people gotta face this fact: the Wii U's a fucking flop. I mean, I even own one and I like it. It's not doing good.
But what I'm saying is, it's a flop. It's a flop to me too, in my eyes as a gamer and as a consumer. But if Nintendo making money off of it, making profit enough to keep printing and making more of them, and to them, it's profitable. It's not a flop to them, even though it's not probably doing Wii numbers, and I don't think anything will do Wii numbers probably again. But yeah, like to me, I think the Wii U, like it has good games.
Yeah.
But I really wish those games were on something else, like because the Wii U just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
The Wii U was in dangerous territory.
We're done, Blaze. I'm gonna let you talk, but I just want to clarify this. When I say a flop, I'm not saying the console's bad. I'm just saying, in all reality, the console is not doing really anything. We've seen it out for 2 years now. It's just finally getting some steam with Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers, but not expecting at all the numbers those games should be generating. Not like what the Wii generated with Mario Kart. That thing did well. With that, but it's doing good on the Wii U. But still, I don't think the Wii U just hasn't really it's been out 2 years and the fucking Xbox passed it. You know, like, come on.
Well, I know what
Okay,
you, I know what you mean about being the flop. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
The reason why the Wii sold so much is that it didn't just appeal to gamers. It appealed to like grandma, grandpa. It appealed to uncle, auntie. It appealed to a general population of people because of the fucking gimmicky ass controller, the nunchuck and shit. And then they had the Wii Fit and all those little, you know, side games and stuff like that. And another thing on top of that made the Wii sell is when they modded the living shit out of it and they started doing homebrew and people figured out that they were able to fucking pirate games and stick it in a hard drive. That right there sold a shitload of machines. You know, the Wii U, you know, when it came out, it was already in dangerous territory. Why? Because when the Wii U came out, they thought it was a fucking adapter for the Wii. They thought it was, you know, there was such a big misconception of that console when they decided to name it the Wii U that it was like, it left a lot of people confused. They you know, you go to a store, there were even fucking advertisements on articles that were misprinted, you know, advertising the Wii U, and they showed the fucking Wii console, you know? That's how bad it was, you know? So it's like, it's not appealing. It's not, you know, it's not calling out like the way we did that it sold so many fucking numbers, you know?
And David, to answer you, like, you know, you like the Xbox One has surpassed it. It has surpassed it, but think about it like this: it surpassed it in sales, but the Xbox One is being sold at a loss, and it still is. So if the Wii is selling at a gain, yeah, it surpassed it in sales, but like I said, to us, like to me, anybody else would tell you the Xbox One, even though it sucks compared to the PS4, compared to the Wii U, it's a better device. That's the consumer standpoint. Business-wise, I'm pretty sure Microsoft would rather be in Nintendo's shoes than shoes they are now. They're selling this shit at a loss. They're not making money off of it. Nintendo's making money.
If you think company-wise and money-wise, yeah, but in your business, like as a consumer, how they see you, they're fucking losing.
No, I agree 100%. Like I was making that clear. Like to me, that's what I'm saying. To me, yeah, the Wii U isn't all that special. Like, but the Nintendo, you know, that's why I say I don't think Nintendo will be hasty to make a new console. They're making money. Let me keep making more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course they're making money because of those expensive ass amiibos costing $13 a pop. And you think like every, you know, Nintendo fanboy bought the whole entire collection and plus some. You know, so and plus, you know, they sold just the same amount of amiibos, you know, that they sold Smash Brothers games. So that's a lot of fucking profit that they made just on amiibos alone, and not just Smash Brothers. But you know, Nintendo as a whole, you know, I'm just, you know, I don't think it would be a smart move for them to come out with a new console, you know, next year, because it's going to, you know, drive a lot of consumers, you know, away. They're gonna probably, you know, go to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. But you know, history shows that they always have a 4 to 5 year gap between consoles and everything. It's just not a smart move. But as Nintendo being a flop, you know, we use a flop. Yes, I'm gonna say it's a flop. I love the system. The reason why it's a flop is no third party support. Why they're a flop, because everybody they don't want to fool with it. They don't want to fool with it because a lot of them just don't want to implement, you know, features to the gamepad. You know, Watch Dogs, for example. You know, games like that. You know, yes, it's gimmicky, just like they say with the Wii console. Even though, you know, the Wii had third party support, but not as much as the 360 and the PS3, because of course the graphical, you know.
It was easier to support. The architecture was a lot more simpler than the Wii.
I think the Wii probably had maybe more third-party support than the other consoles.
Because they even had Call of Duties. Matter of fact, I think their Call of Duty was basically better than the 360 and the PS3 because of the Wii mode. You know, it was kind of the way you point the Wii mode to the TV was kind of cool. You know, that's something that the Xbox 360 and the PS3 couldn't do. I don't know if you could do that with the PlayStation Move. I don't know if you could do that. But
hold up. You see this right here? I have the Zapper. This shit right here, I have that shit. It's annoying. It's annoying.
It can be. It can be. Like games like House of the Dead. You know, I enjoyed the Wii Zapper on House of the Dead. and Resident Evil Dark Chronicles. I don't know if you ever played on the Wii. It was a cool game. Games like that. I like that, but it's not for everything. Yes, it was a gimmick game, and like I say, the Wii U as a whole is a flop. Do they have great games, great software? Yes, they got great software. It's Nintendo doing well. As a company, yes, because their 3DS sales, their new 3DS, they're selling really well in Japan. And you got the Amiibos on top of the Smash Brothers. The Mario Kart is making bukus of money. It's their software. It's like revenue with Nintendo. They probably don't care two shits about what's going on with the Wii U. I ain't fucking rant about all the time on my damn channel about fucking advertise your goddamn shit. Because they don't advertise their shit like Bayonetta 2. I thought that was my number one game of 2014. My opinion, I thought Bayonetta 2 surpassed Smash Bros. That's just my opinion. But you can only see one Bayonetta. You can only see one commercial. It's only one channel that advertised the damn Bayonetta 2 game. It was fucking Adult Swim. You don't see it on other channels like you do with Mario Kart.
Adult Swim was the only network that advertised fucking Hyrule Warriors too. I don't know what. That don't even make sense to me, especially Hyrule Warriors.
That was fucked up. Like, you don't advertise their damn shit. So that's Nintendo's fault. That's Nintendo's fault for not advertising their games.
What's funny?
What's that?
Nintendo fan base actually advertised the game more than the company did.
Yeah. The YouTube advertising more.
Well, you saying
let me get this straight. Guns in real. You're saying the Wii U is gay, is that right? Because I want to make sure.
When you say that, are you saying that the Wii U is appealing to gay gamers?
Well, it can be gay like weak, but it can be like it can be a sodomite sponsor too. So I just want, because you guys are talking real quick, and I just want to make sure I'm following you guys.
We're all gamers here.
Man, Nintendo just took a fucked up direction when they created that fucking monstrosity.
Well, one thing you gotta understand too, any Mario game on any other console has always been a big selling game. That's like, let's all face reality. That's probably one of Nintendo's biggest selling games, Mario, and it only sold on the Wii U 2.70 million copies.
Exclusives.
That's a big. That's not good for. And they said that was the lowest selling 3D Mario game ever. And that's a bad sign. And I think that's to do with a lot of people just not liking the Wii U itself. I think. Because Mario, you
back out and come back in because I can't hear y'all.
Oh.
Yo, can I say something?
Yes, you can say something.
Okay, so AMD haven't come out of a new CPU in how long? So it may well be that, and they've just done really well with their APU lines. The A10, A8, all those great APUs that people are picking up, and a lot of them have been implemented into the consoles and stuff. So really, AMD needs a new chip anyway, regardless. Do I think that the Wii U is dying? I think that it should have came out 1 or 2 years before it came out originally. What's up, One Stop? I think that they need to kind of do what the Xbox One did and ditch the gamepad that comes with it. But then what is the Wii U if they do that?
Yeah, that's kind of like, what's the Wii U then? That's like Microsoft. Like, to me, when I saw them ditch the Kinect, and they didn't really ditch it. You can still get it, but they kind of ditched it.
Yeah, I think
that's like making your console like what does it stand for? You just
right. Nintendo always does things different from Microsoft and Sony. They always try to pull themselves away from Microsoft and Sony. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people say take the gamepad out and put a regular controller in. That's still not going to help the Wii in sales. It's not. So the gamepad, most people don't look at the gamepad as, what I'm saying, that it can actually help a game when developers does things right with the gamepad. You know what I'm saying? It's a few games on the Wii U that does excellent work with the gamepad. And I wish more games could be like that on Microsoft and Sony, but guess what? It can't because they don't have a gamepad. It's just a regular controller.
Mm. I wasn't trying to say that they should take it out. What I'm trying to say is I feel the same way, and so does One Stop. I mean, Dread doesn't really the Kinect has its problems, but I see what you're saying. It's almost like the company will lose faith in the company and think, why the fuck did you invent it when, it wasn't going to be that great in the first place, and you should have researched and known that by then. I see what you're saying. I think they should just work more with the developers that they have. They don't need third party. They just need to have, there's more exclusives, as me and Dave have mentioned in the past, but more, people wanting to use that gamepad and, have it all included and not switch to the Pro controller. Just to make people feel like they're enjoying their Wii U package, not their Wii U with a fucking Pro controller playing Zelda.
They do need third party. I never said they didn't third party. I said they would be okay. The way they're going, they have no choice. They need to make games. They promised us third party, but the third party fills in those gaps for these games to come, because Nintendo does take a long ass time to drop these games. Now this year, I mean, they're supposed to drop a big game every month, supposedly. I don't think they're going to do that, but usually we get a Nintendo game every 3 or 4 months, the rate they were going with the Wii U. It was.
And if they say it, it's going to end up being delayed.
What now?
I said if they do announce a game, most likely it's going to end up being delayed.
Yeah, it takes time, and you need third party or some type of third party for those gaps. You just can't give your consumer nothing, and nobody's going to be... Say, okay, Mario Kart came out. How long before Mario Kart did we have a game?
Yeah, but Dave, if you look at the Wii U and the technology that it has, you look at the Wii and how they marketed that to families and kids and the nunchucks. Nintendo's not marketing the Wii U correctly. They should be marketing the Wii U to nursing homes, pre-bundled with bingo.
and truckers and road dog truckers.
Region locking.
Because all these old people who have nothing to do, they can play bingo on on a network or something.
A fucking tablet.
A handheld Netflix
I see senior
machine.
citizens with.
I agree.
Okay, I see senior citizens with tablets playing video games. Okay.
That's fucked up.
Fucking tablets.
I think now I don't necessarily always agree with Next Gen 720, but he did state this in many videos. I think they went after the whole tablet craze and they failed. It just, nobody wanted another tablet. They already got their fucking iPad, their fucking Samsung Galaxy tablet. They don't want another tablet, and that's where they failed at that. And they didn't. Biggest thing is they didn't advertise the damn thing right. They didn't do the name right. The Wii U. Everybody just thought it was an accessory to the Wii. They should say.
What about region locking?
Dave, I'm not joking when I say this, but I'm seriously, I'm not joking. But the guy who made the Wonderful 101, he said he wishes the Wii U tablet was like the iPad or like an Android tablet, where you can pinch to zoom and do all those things, because the Wii U tablet, it's not like a real tablet. I mean, you have to use that stylus. It's not like an iPhone or an Android tablet or whatever. The way you touch it and stuff. I mean, if you can use your fingers, but you have to hit it really hard. It doesn't really feel your skin the way like an iOS device does.
No, it's actually good for gaming because you have a controller in your hand. Those iPads are terrible for gaming. But
Yeah, but what it is with the Wii U gamepad is why it's not touch sensitive to your skin like the Apple iPad and the Androids. Is because Nintendo went with I forgot the name of the screen, but it's better accuracy than what we have on our cell phones. We could just touch it and move our fingers around. Nintendo gamepad is actually more accurate because what you touch is exactly the pinpoint is what you're hitting. Now when you do it on your phone, you know what I'm saying, you got your whole thumb, you might not be hitting the center that you want. So
Old Dirty,
what's funny is I always find myself having to use the stylus with the Wii U.
Yeah, I like it.
See, I don't. Well, I mean, yeah, you have to use the stylus because that's how the screen is made for. It's made to be touched with a stylus. Nine times out of 10, I don't pull out the stylus. I use my fingernails. I have fingernails, so I just touch it. You know what I'm saying, with my fingernail, and bam, there it go.
Okay.
It's like my fingernail is. You know what I'm saying? Is the stylus.
Personally,
So, there you go.
better.
Older,
your
you're not like
iPad's
a
better for typing
right
on a keyboard because you could easily just type with all your fingers on a
You guys are
keyboard
breaking
and
up.
type real quick. But it's still way better than typing on a friggin' controller, like the PlayStation and Xbox. That's for damn
Old
sure.
dirty.
Yeah.
Old dirty. You're not like a transgender or anything, are you?
Nah, man. Nah, man. I'm not.
I'll joke
Wow, because
aside.
you mentioned the fingernails.
All
Hey.
joking aside. All joking aside. Old dirty. I agree with you 100% with what you said about the Wii U tablet and everything. But where I think Nintendo did fail with that tablet in the marketing department, that if they went with like the iOS screen, they could have implemented a lot more apps. Like, that people could have used that as a little tablet, sitting on the couch, doing their other things, like they do with iPads or whatever, and so on. But I agree with you, for gaming purposes, that screen is a better choice. But I kind of feel like if they were like an iOS screen, it probably would have brought more people into using it with like Twitter and Facebook and all those other things when they're not gaming.
Let me ask something though. If they had made it so that you could actually take your tablet or your gamepad with you on the go, and then you could still play via whatever connection, that
would have been cool.
It would also promote the product because you're walking around and people are like, "Oh, what's that?" You're on the subway, like, "Oh, that's my Wii U."
That would have defeated the purpose of the 3DS, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Now, Wolflo, you got a Wii U recently, and you just jumped into the whole Wii thing. What do you think about it, like, coming from a PS4? Like, do you think it's a good console, or what?
I like that it has its own distinct character, man. It's its own thing. So, at first it was a little weird, but then I got used to it. I'm like, this is it. We need something different.
Okay, I can respect that.
I think for a lot of people with the gamepad I look at the gamepad as like the 3DS or the DS, whatever you want to call it. There's two screens. You have your main screen, and my main screen is the TV. You know what I'm saying? My bottom touch screen of the 3DS is the gamepad, and that's what Nintendo was trying to implement when they made this console. They tried to give you, the experience like the handheld. Because when you play certain games, you know what I'm saying, that gamepad helps you out so much with some of the games that's on the Wii U. Now, most people they more accepted of Microsoft and Sony, you know what I'm saying, controller. Me, I like the Wii U, and I wish, more third party would, come and when they do implement, you know what I'm saying, on that controller, because there's so much that the third party can do. It's like most people don't want to see it or don't realize the potential that it has. And it has good
Developers don't
potential.
want to fuck
Now,
with it,
can
though.
I
Developers don't wanna
can I
fuck
throw
with
can I
it
throw
because
something
of the
out there?
architecture.
Yeah,
Something out there like
1 second. Let everybody speak, because everybody's over talking everybody. I mean, I know I was too. I'm not saying it, just everybody. It was me too. Let everybody speak. Grumpachi, you go first.
all right. When it comes to the Wii U, like I've always asked this question to many people: what does the Wii U gamepad do that cannot be done some other type of way? It like the Nintendo doesn't even use that damn gamepad. And when they use it, they always give you ways to do something a different way. Like I remember Dave, like I mean, like I said, I don't know Dave because I think you had the Wii U before I had it. So it could have been, I could have been playing an updated version of Wonderful 101, but I didn't need to use a gamepad at all while playing that game. I don't use any of the gamepad features other than when I want to play a Super Nintendo game. I use the gamepad screen because a Super Nintendo game looks better on a standard def screen than it does on an HD screen. So that's the only reason I use that thing. But that gamepad isn't used in any type of way that I can't play a game different. Like I never felt like, damn, I can't go back. Like it's the gamepad is just there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there is games like Zombie U that force you to use the gamepad. You can't, and that's another thing. Like people want you to throw out that they want them to put out the Pro Controller and Pro Controller only. They can't do that when they got games like Zombie U out there where you need a gamepad to play the damn game. So it's got to be there. But they can make more games that just work with the Pro Controller too. But they have to, they force the gamepad on everybody, so they got to do something with it. I think another thing that hurt it too, a lot of people thought there was going to be a second gamepad, and that never came about either. You know,
Never came out.
never came out. You got to think this console is made for children too and families, and you got to think when a kid plays with the gamepad, some kids want to use the gamepad too. That's there too, and they don't give that option. So you got one kid playing on the Pro Control and the other one using the gamepad, and they're fighting over the gamepad. You know, that was a bad thing on Nintendo's behalf too.
Can I throw this out there, Dave?
Yeah.
This is a little weird to me. Anytime there's pretty much every game that uses the gamepad, someone else can use a Wii remote and the classic controller. The gamepad is almost like a parent device. Like this is my brother's Wii U. When you have the gamepad and other people using other controllers, I think you can only play in that damn mode if you got the gamepad to put the boxes on. You can't just play the game normally. You got to put the boxes on the screen. If you're playing with, which is stupid. Like I don't want to put boxes on the screen. So I gotta go out and buy another controller. Like if I want to play co-op, I gotta go out and buy another controller. And I think you can only like use that shit with the boxes. Like
didn't that happen with Rayman Legends too, where you had to do something stupid with the gamepad too that you didn't have to do with the controller?
Yeah, I think you had the little guy. You would like make him tickle people and you can beat him up. Yeah, like that's not a joke. You really do. And what's crazy is that same version that everybody was saying the Wii U version is superior because of the it's called Murphy levels and stuff like that. The Vita has the same missions with the same touchpad controls because the Vita has a touchscreen.
Okay, I got a question. You said when you play Super Nintendo games, they look better on the Wii U gamepad than your HD TV set?
Yep. Because it's a standard def game, and normally, if I play PS2 games on my PS3, I'll plug it up on an old TV because it looks like dirt shit on my high def TV.
Are you having a problem buying, financially buying like a used, like CRT standard def? Because I see them on the street corners during trash days sometimes.
Nah, man, I got a standard def, man. I didn't get rid of my old standard def.
Okay.
They're in the basement.
Let me ask a quick question. Let me ask a quick question. Why is it that Nintendo feels like they have to region lock their console?
Because they're faggots.
Okay. Nobody wants a console that's protected by, that's governed by mom and dad. And that's basically what Nintendo did when they created this console. They created this console based on their own customs. I read an article not too long ago that the reason why Nintendo decided to keep because for a while they were talking about, there was articles posted all over the place that Nintendo was gonna unlock the region crap on the console. But after that, I read an article stated by Nintendo that they decided to keep the region lock because of the different customs around the world that other people might find offensive. That other people don't. Me personally, I like the fact that the Xbox One is region free. Wii U, I don't understand why Nintendo had to keep their shit region locked. Anybody can give me some insight?
All right.
Because Nintendo wants to be your daddy.
All right, I'm not joking.
I'm not joking. Your parents.
I'm not joking when I'm saying this, so I'm not trolling right now. The reason why a lot of companies do this, even Blu-ray and DVD, is because they don't want to piss off other retailers from other markets. They know if you buy a U.S. or North American Wii U, that the retailers in North America, you're going to be one of those customers. So let's say Wii U is region free, and let's say Smash Brothers comes out a month earlier in Japan. A lot of people can import that and then not go to their local Target or Best Buy or GameStop, and those local stores will not get a sale. In the UK, when DVDs were really big, there was one supermarket that was selling region-free DVDs, and that's because in the UK, DVDs were like $50. They would double the price than over here. So they had a region-free DVD player at the supermarket, and people were going over to Amazon US having their DVDs imported. So some of that is a marketing thing with retailers. But 99% of the people don't import games. They just buy what's on the shelf, down the street.
True that.
Yeah, A lot of people don't import games and stuff. I agree. Pretty much, we talked. Did anybody else have anything else to add to this? I mean, we pretty much got it out there what we wanted to say on that subject.
I'm just basically with the whole entire sales thing with the Wii U. It's all about third party. It's all about advertising, and it's all about giving them the right name for the system. That really, those three things right there kind of killed the system. The system is overall. I like the system, but like I say, the name of the system, the fucking third party, that's basically all I gotta say. That's what killed it. In the advertising, that's what killed it.
Well, didn't it? I mean, I didn't want to keep this subject going too long, but did anybody else feel the same way as I did? Like Nintendo put a system out there that they didn't even give a shit about, didn't advertise for it or nothing.
That's kind of how I felt, man. You gotta advertise your shit, man. You gotta advertise your shit.
They fucked up. They fucked up when it came to marketing. They fucked it up.
And sometimes it looked like they cared more about the 3DS, and I understand why, because it was selling, but still, you got a new console out there. Do something with it. Advertise,
Yeah, they kind of depend on third parties to give them games the first year. You know how that turned out. So that's basically what happened, man. They kind of...
One stop for gamers. You said there was the Master Chief Collection. They're doing $250 pre-order. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me more about that?
Wait. Let me try to catch up. There's so much talking. Okay, what are we talking about now?
The Master Chief Collection, $250 to pre-order it, I believe. Is that true?
Yeah, they got the pre-order going on for $250 for not Master Chief Collection, Halo 5.
Well, my bad. The Halo 5 Guardians. My bad. I made it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I watched your video the other day, man. I went here. I saw the article and all that. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm sorry. I saw your video about that one stop, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Are they really gonna fucking put that shit out for $250? The game it might fucking be a broken ass game just like the Master Chief Collection, and they gonna slap a $250 price tag, and we don't know the size of that statue is supposed to come with. What the fuck?
To be honest, actually, people don't even know if they actually getting a statue or not. Nobody know what the fuck comes with this shit. It could be a fucking helmet. It could be some ice skates for all I give a fuck.
$250? What the fuck, dude?
Let me throw this out here. So for $250 for Halo 5 Master Chief Special Edition bundle. Now I'm just asking. Now this is a lot of money. They better be giving some special shit away. Now if they gave away some real life body armor, $250 and the game. I'm talking about I'm not saying you can get inside yourself. I'm saying this is a fucking life size. Master, you need a corner to put this motherfucker in your house. That's what I'm saying. You need a good piece of space.
Fuck that.
Would you be willing, if you a big enough Halo fan, to say, all right, this may be worth $250?
I think one person might put it in their rabbit cage.
With Dookie all over it. But I don't know. I mean, if you're talking about almost like a lifestyle, I mean, if you go that route, then probably. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we know that that's not going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? But what surprised me most is that you got some people that actually saying, defending it, like, "Oh man, that's hot," or it's not big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, would you go to a restaurant and be like, instead of ordering some shit, just be like, "Well, just surprise me. Here's $100."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The price of a console, what they're offering for that pre-order. I mean, come on.
Well, to be honest, Saints Row 4 had $1 million
bundle. The sad thing is, some rich motherfucker out there is gonna end up paying that shit.
Yeah, showing it off on YouTube, going bang bang.
That's the price of a fucking Wii U. God damn, for one fucking game and a statue, we don't even know the size of it.
I would never fucking spend.
See, that's the trick. We don't even know if it's a statue. We don't know if it's actually...
We don't know the power of the cloud.
Nobody knows what actually comes with this.
So nobody knows what they're buying when they pre-order this.
That's
they're pre-ordering this, and they don't even have a clue what they're getting?
Exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with that. They don't know. They don't know what they're getting.
It's called being mind raped.
I don't care if fucking that statue of Master Chief works Cortana and jacks me off. I would not pay $250 fucking for that shit.
And then what if the game is fucking broken? It's
Well, in general, I want to know too. Bringing up this topic, do you guys believe in pre-orders anymore? Like, are you going to pre-order games anymore? Meaning, like, with all these broken games, I'm not pre-ordering games no more.
No.
Are you guys going to? Real Gamer 27.
If it's Nintendo related, then yes, because I trust them as a company because they always give us great quality. But stuff, games like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, those third party games, it's kind of hard, dude. Like honestly, I hadn't pre-ordered one of them games in a long time. I wait for the review, then I probably get a pre-owned copy, shit like that, But man, it's just buying pre-order games these days. It's I don't even know when to do it anymore, dude.
I think I know what I'm going to pre-order, guys. I'm going to pre-order Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 4.
Well, I would hope that's not broken.
You know what? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut anybody off or nothing, but if I were to pre-order a game on the Wii U, it would probably be Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay. Well, that's mainly because you trust the company, right?
But why?
Only because I trust Monolith, and because Monolith has the legendary motherfucker that directed Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, so in your stance, it's pretty much if you trust the company, you'll pre-order.
What's his name? Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who
yes,
left
the lead
after
character designer of the Final Fantasy.
That motherfucker right there is a freaking genius. After Final Fantasy VII, the rest of them were like shitty.
No, Nobuo Uematsu, man, the character designer and the sound artist, he was great too.
Yeah, he was. I give you that.
Okay, so you're getting at it though. If you trust the company, you will pre-order. That's what you're getting at.
Yes, I will.
Okay, I can respect that. What about you, League of Winning? Are you going to pre-order games anymore? I know you haven't really said you haven't been really into games in general, but if you pre-order in the future, would you pre-order anymore or wait till a game comes out to see what it's all about for?
I will pre-order Xenoblade, Witcher 3, and the upcoming Batman game.
Okay.
Yo, let me go.
All right, Wolflow, you go.
All right, Buns Glazing and League of Losing. I'm not trying to take a stab at you guys, but this isn't for you personally. But if you pre-order and you're not getting anything from that pre-order, you're an idiot. I'm just saying it straight up. You're giving them your money to do whatever they want with that money. Unless it's actually, you know what? Let me go back on that. Unless it's a company that you really, really want to support, but then still, they don't need that pre-order. Like you might.
Yeah, hold on. You don't understand how I pre-order, okay? So I'm gonna call you the idiot, okay? I pre-order my games a week before they come out, so I guarantee that there is a copy down the street at GameStop where I shop sometimes. Sometimes when a game comes out and it's a hot game, sometimes you can't get a copy and you have to wait for the next shipment. I'm pre-ordering on the games that I really, really want to guarantee that there is a copy at the store when I walk in there. Now, I don't pre-order games 6 months or a month ahead of time. I pre-order a week before to guarantee that there is a copy there sitting at the store so I can walk in, get my game, and walk out. That's what a pre-order is for me.
Okay.
That way, if you're in Canada, you don't have to arrive at GameStop with a bulletproof vest on and then fight a guy outside the store to get a copy of Call of Duty. There's 100,000.
Yeah, it must be nice out there in Canada.
You haven't seen that commercial?
Let me tell you something. Let me say one more thing. When Gears of War came out, okay, I didn't have a pre-order. I couldn't get one for a week. The first Gears of War. And that's why I pre-order games a week before they come out sometimes.
No, fair enough. Well, yeah.
Games like Call of Duty, man, what's the point of pre-order? You'll see a fucking pre-owned copy a week or two afterwards.
They'll have hundreds of copies of that. Like GTA, Call of Duty, they know to print extra copies to be in the store. But games that aren't as big, like when Injustice came out, like the first version, not the one with the DLC on the disc. like I make sure I went to the store a week ahead of time when I walk by GameStop. I happen to be in that part of town. I put my pre-order down, and when I went in there on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the game came out, I made sure I had a copy. That wasn't like a Call of Duty, and it wasn't like a GTA. You know, they could have sold out. Maybe they have 30, 40 copies. You know, then you have to wait maybe half a week or a week to get another until they get another shipment.
All right. What about you, Old Dirty? Are you gonna pre-order games anymore, or where's your stance with it?
I mean, if I pre-order I didn't pre-order any game last year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I want the game day one, you know what I'm saying, I usually go up to Best Buy. I mean, I got so many places around my job, you know what I'm saying, from Best Buy, Walmart, Target, GameStop. I can just go in there and grab it. But I mean, if it's a game that I really want and they adding something special to it, you know what I'm saying, then maybe I, pre-order. But other than that, I really don't even pre-order games anymore. I think the last game I pre-ordered was Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that was it.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I can respect that. What about you, One Stop for Gamers? Are you going to pre-order games anymore, or just say, fuck it, wait and see what the game's like before we pre-order or end up picking it up?
I'm gonna just say this. I pre-ordered Destiny. That's my damn answer.
What about you, Krimpachi? Are you going to pre-order games anymore, or are you just going to wait till they come out to see if they're broken or not?
If I pre-order a game, then it's enough footage and shit like that for me to tell if it's broken or like it's enough feedback already out. Because people got like copies of the game before everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I pre-order that way. I mean, but if a game that I really want, I pre-order it. But most of the time I don't pre-order because of the like special things they give. Half the time those things get added in. You can just buy them later.
Yep.
But yeah, if I pre-order anything, it'll be Call of Duty, Madden, Assassin's Creed. Same old usual.
Let me just add something.
Okay. What'd you have to add?
Let me just put something out there. The problem with trailers is the fact that when you see them, most likely they're not going to be actual gameplay. They're going to be pre-rendered scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And people get hyped up over that shit. But when you get into the actual meat of the game, when you get into actual gameplay, a lot of the times they're going to end up being broken, and they have to end up sending out day one patches and shit.
Yep, that's true. Did everybody get their answer on that?
Well, I just want to add something like on the pre-orders. I can understand when somebody does a pre-order on certain games to give you some nice, like a book or something. I know people sometimes do that, and I can see that. There's one time I got some Castlevania. I got this collectible box. I never opened it, and it's worth like $80 now. And you just had a pre-order, and you got that part of the deal. And I guess they put extra DLC that makes somebody to pre-order. Like I like Injustice, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's say, to get Injustice 2, and you want to get Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, which I like Scorpion in Injustice, you have to get the pre-order. Under those circumstances, that also sways me. But I would have to be very careful on some of the, like, I know some of the like games, they say, oh, get this pre-order and you can get this special gun. I usually don't care about those. But when it comes to fighting games, if there's a certain character I like, I might go that route.
Okay. Yeah, with me, I'm just gonna wait. A lot of these games, like, I want to see what's going on. Certain ones that I've been, unless I'm really wanting it, like the Order 1886 or something like Bloodborne, then I'll probably just get it. I don't never have a hard time finding a copy of the game. The only one I had a hard time finding was Smash Bros. For some reason, but that was mainly probably because they didn't put a lot of them out there. A lot of people didn't pre-order it in my area, and that's why I couldn't get it. But yeah, my stance is I'm going to wait on a lot of these games. I'm going to get a lot of them, but I want to see what happens first. I don't trust a lot of these developers anymore. It's kind of, a lot of these games are just shit when they come out. Other than that, I really don't have much more to add to anything else. There hasn't been much going on. There's been news with
There's one other thing. There's one other thing I think we should just talk about. I was watching a video from the Red Dragon, and he was talking about the new API systems or whatever. I'm not a fucking programmer, but you can watch the video. I'll give you the link, Dave.
Okay.
And he's saying that so far the Xbox One games have been using 6 cores.
Oh, okay. This is that whole thing with the Xbox One. Perfect topic. Yeah, since you know about it, you talk about it. I heard about this, but I don't know all about it because I'm not a tech dude, but go on, man. That's perfect.
And they said that the Xbox One will now start to use 7 cores, and they finally got the right drivers or whatever to really start using that ESRAM. There's been a bunch of debates, really good or not. We'll see, but I think the extra core will help out in the graphics, because I do remember when Uncharted 2 came out, the PS3 doesn't have a good the GPU in the 360 is better than the PS3, but Uncharted was beautiful because it was actually.
Okay, why weren't the 360 3D capable then?
I'm not saying it was. I'm saying that the PS3 got a boost because it was using all those cores. Naughty Dog used all.
It was actually the other way around. The Xbox 360 CPU was more easier to understand, and it was.
I'm not talking about understand. I'm saying that Naughty Dog pulled all the power out of the PS3 for Uncharted, which made up for the weaker GPU.
So what you're saying
Mind you,
is,
that game was
hold
awesome.
on. So what you're saying is, because they got access to this one core. If I don't want to sound like an idiot here. You're saying it's gonna make it the graphics better?
It can help out with the GPU. It can do some extra math.
There's going to be a
There's
lot
only
more
so much you can do with a lack of
Hold on,
shaders.
hold on, Vex. Let me speak. I'm not trying to interrupt you, but God of War, the one that came up with the PSP, they had to go to Sony and to get extra CPU cycles out of it. Because I think the PSP was like, I can't remember the gigahertz, 200, 233, or whatever. Sony let them get the full CPU out of the PSP, and they actually got more blood, or the orbs were red, or they had more stuff on the screen. And they showed the before and after, and the graphics were better when they unlocked the CPU on the PSP. So there's things that, even though it's not a GPU, it can help out on some things. It's not going to be like a brand new GPU, but it can add more to helping the GPU a little bit more.
Not only that, but more games are going to be able to run at 1080 and 60 frames a second.
I guarantee you that that's bullshit.
Thank you, once.
Because I mean, I don't understand how Microsoft tricked people over. It's like people are trapped in a fucking domestic violence relationship or something. You know you're getting your ass kicked, but you just scared to leave. Just leave. It's like Microsoft come out and say, oh, we got DirectX 12, this is going to do this and do that. 6 months later, well, it's not really going to do nothing. But before y'all heard that, everybody was boasting. But anyway, all right, do you really believe that Microsoft itself, I'm talking about Microsoft itself, I ain't talking about all the other developers, I'm talking about their studios, did not have access to all this magic juice before they was able to give it to everybody else? So
I'll say this, because I'm not going to believe anything until I see something. But I will say this: Rise is a beautiful game, but it's a shitty game at the same time. Maybe they had to like hand code some of that shit. I don't know. I'll say
but that game don't run at 1080p.
Yeah, I understand that. I know it does look good, so I mean it is one of the best looking games. But
yeah,
if they don't hit it by next year, I'll say if they don't hit it by next year, because they have a they have Batman. If they don't hit it by next year, then it's all bullshit.
I'm gonna just say this: it's sad when a person name a game, and the only thing they can say is, "Man, that's a beautiful game." when that's the only thing you can say about a game, the game is not even fucking. It's not worth mentioning, because that's all you hear when you hear Rise. I played the game. I played it. First of all, the online is horrible. That's like one of the worst multiplayer. I'm not gonna go there. But when you say that, oh my God, that game is beautiful, and you cut it off right there, and that's all you have to say about that game, it's not even worth mentioning. But I understand the reason why they created Rise. Rise to me was a demo tag. It was like, look, this is what the Xbox One can do. Here you go. But a lot of people look at it as if, this is supposed to be the best game ever, the best looking game ever, and it's gonna crush the competition, and that's that. I just disagree. I just think that Microsoft threw a game out there, and so did Sony. They did the same thing with fucking Sleep Zone Shadowfell.
Yep.
Those are tech demos. Look, this is what our consoles can do. Have fun with this shit, and there's more to come in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
I look at it as I stopped believing, the hype of these games back in the PS2 era. And during the PS2 era, when it was about to be released, I remember Sony was saying that, graphics was going to look like Pixar. And I was in the hype with that. I'm like, damn, Pixar? I'm like, that shit looks good. Toy Stories, that shit looked good back then. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get graphics like that, and to this day, I don't even see it on these consoles. So it's like now, after that PS2 era, I don't even look at like the tech demo of Killzone 2 for the PS3 and all these other games, Watch Dogs. I just wait till the fucking game come out.
Well,
because 9 times out of 10, the game is not going to look like what they showed us.
When I went from my AMD 1090Ti, which is a hexa-core processor, which I overclocked myself to 4.04 gigahertz at 1.39 volts, I upgraded to an i7 4770K. I actually got 5 frames per second difference. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's not going to help that much. What it will help is towards what the Xbox One is really for, which is multimedia, switching between tasks, if that is true. But it's bullshit. I mean, look, the cloud, what did that do?
Well, wait, one thing I would classify a little dirty, we did get pipe dream knack on cutscene. But back then, we had. We still got the cutscenes now that a lot of people believe that it's actual game footage, and it's not. And I just sit back and I laugh. I'm like, as soon as this fucking game come out, motherfuckers gonna be pissed. And motherfuckers Watch Dogs came out, they were pissed. I knew Watch Dogs wasn't looking like that. I said, if they get it like that, that'll be nice. If they. When the PS4, 3, and the Xbox One came out, I said if that game looked like that on those consoles, that'd be great. They knew I didn't have high hopes for Watch Dogs. Graphic wise, I didn't. Gameplay wise, I didn't, because I didn't want to be a clone of Grand Theft Auto with just hacking in it. You know what I'm saying? So I was never hyped.
But see, you know what? I think a lot of people.
Same shit's gonna happen with the Division.
I think a lot of people don't listen to the words. I read between the lines, but actually I just listen. When Microsoft nor Sony actually came out and said that they was gonna actually have graphics that look a certain way, as far as gameplay wise, they only said that we're gonna have such and such type of graphics. You know what I'm saying? And when you see the CGI trailer, you get those graphics that they said. Now if they come out and say, look, you're gonna get Avatar-like graphics in gameplay. You see what I'm saying? So none of them really ever came out and said your gameplay is going to be this graphically better. You know what I'm saying? None of them did it. So you can't really blame them. You just got to listen to what they're saying. Look, you're going to have better graphics, or this is what the game is going to look like. And trust me, 9 times out of 10, they're talking about CGI or cutscenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get in cutscenes, not in actual gameplay. I agree with that. I appreciate League of Winning bringing that subject up, because that was something I heard about, but I didn't know the full thing about it, so I didn't want to bring it up during the podcast. So I appreciate that, League of Winning.
I know that that DX12, whatever Xbox One supposedly going to get, supposed to bring, Avatar graphics to the Xbox One. So I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be able to get the cutscenes to look just as good as Avatar. Hopefully.
What do you think about this guns blazing? What's your take on it?
I don't know, man. I hear DirectX 12 is supposed to take off, man. It's supposed to revolutionize the way they render their games and live footage and whatnot. I don't know. I just go by what the articles are saying right now. So,
Well,
I'm looking forward to
we've heard stuff like this, though, in the past, what like Vexium's trying to say and One Stop for Gamers. You know, we've heard the power of the cloud's going to change shit. We haven't seen shit really work, nothing with the cloud. Like, I haven't, you know. They said that was going to help the power. It seems like, I get what One Stop's saying, like, every time Microsoft's, like, trying to make themselves look like they're going to use this to make it powerful and it never works, or this. Sometimes people just gotta accept they're gonna be somewhat equivalent to Sony, but not. You know, with just so happens this generation PS4 has the better graphics. That's all there is to it. And they want to keep putting this shit out there that they're gonna do something to change that. They even said some shit dropping the Kinect was gonna make the Xbox One more powerful. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only idiot thinking that way. I've heard this shit and it never happened. I was like, well, why even drop the Kinect when that was your whole main focus? And now that's going to give you more power?
I can't understand what you guys are saying right now.
I'm hearing this. It could possibly give it more power. Who knows? But we've heard this before. That's what I was getting at.
You don't listen to just articles that you can pick and choose from. You want to listen to actual guys on the PC that are PC gamers, not PC fanboys, because they'll actually tell you how the hardware works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we have some on here finally.
I still remember when before they even showed like gameplay of Sunset Overdrive, and there was a whole bunch of shit going on that Sunset Overdrive was going to be so much better because they actually had access to the what it was SDK, and it was going to do all this shit, and they still couldn't. I don't get it. For one, it's a cartoon-like game. It looked like a cartoon game to me, and they still couldn't.
Like Borderlands.
Like Borderlands, right? And they still couldn't get the shit to run at 1080p. Like, what did the SDK do for it? They keep promises of the ES RAM is gonna do this. It's gonna make it 1080p, 60 frames with no problem. Or the DirectX.
What's the ES RAM? Like what? Like 32 megabytes difference? Like
yeah, like I explained it. It supposed to help with the data. Like I think Grim can explain this a little better than I can. But I think if I'm not mistaken.
Shit, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Well,
I don't know.
As far as what I know, as far as what I'm gathering, on the research I've done on it, it's supposed to make it easier. So, like, you know, how you end up playing, say, for example, you playing an open world game. You know how sometimes you be in the game and it look like the trees are popping up, just starting to pop up. Like, they're supposed to make it seamless where that don't happen. That don't happen. It's just there. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, it's basically a super fast frame buffer. So
frame buffer, there you go.
When you have that black screen and then things load up, all the things that are closest to you in the depth of field are they'll appear at a higher detail because of that super fast frame buffer latency. That's basically what it does. It helps out with the lack of graphic vertical shaders and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Well, hopefully, if they can do it like they said, other things that they were going to do, like with all this other power, hopefully, I'm not saying, I think the Xbox One's a good console. To me, this is how I look at it. If I didn't have the money to have a PS4 and somebody gave me an Xbox One, I'd play that motherfucker. It don't matter. I just realize, I'm smart enough to realize the PS4 is the one with more powerful this generation. Not saying the Xbox One's bad or anything, but the PS4 is where it's at, just like other generations where other consoles were powerful. Sometimes you gotta accept that. But it don't make a difference to me. But I hope Xbox can do something to get something going in their favor. It seems like they don't want to accept that the PS4 is more powerful. They want to keep bringing out more bullshit to get people going. And that goes along with a lot of shit this generation. But does everybody touch on this subject, or anybody want to add to it? Or?
I mean, I didn't really touch on it, but I don't fully understand what we're talking. Are we talking about like Microsoft again saying something's going to make the Xbox One more powerful?
Yeah, there's a new thing that they came out, League of Winning said, and I've seen this article. I've heard some people speak on it, that it's going to give the Xbox more power again and all this stuff. Like, did you see any of that, Grim?
I mean, they've been talking about shit going to give it more power ever since the motherfucker dropped. Like, they always talking about
we're saying, and we haven't yet.
I mean, I'm gonna throw this out here. Do I believe it's going to happen? I doubt it. Can it happen? Sure. A rainbow can fly out my butt for all I know. I don't know what the fuck can happen. But when it comes to like this Xbox One getting more powerful and shit like that, and people like getting mad about it, you know, whatever. This is what I want to say. If it gets more powerful, gets more powerful, gets more powerful. It takes time for anything. They've been saying this shit for a long time. I understand that people get irritated, but at the same time, a lot of companies say a lot of shit for a long time, and every other motherfucker say, "Oh, it takes time." So I'm just saying, if you're gonna say something else gonna take time, then say this shit gonna take time. Do I think it's gonna happen? No, but you know, don't be a hypocrite about it.
But do you remember when they said that they were them dropping the Kinect would give it more power, making 1080p? Remember that?
I remember it's gonna give it more power. I didn't remember it saying like directly like we're gonna get to. I could be wrong, but I don't remember that. But at the same time, Microsoft, I noticed something about them. It's the same shit with Sony. I think Microsoft Xbox One got some shit in it that the developers don't want to do their fucking job and learn how to use and get better at using. Just like the same thing with the PS3. The PS3 was more powerful, but they didn't want to fucking use the shit. And Microsoft has to step in and show these people to actually want to put effort into, pay extra money to get shit to run the right way. Because I remember Diablo 3 wasn't going to be 1080p at first, which is stupid because Diablo 3, man, that's not a demanding game at all, man. There's no fucking way in hell that the Xbox One can't run that shit at 1080p. That shit don't take nothing to run. So that's crazy if they were like, man, we can't get this shit at 1080p at first. That's crazy. You're literally not. The developers literally at that point they weren't even doing their fucking job.
Man, they got a golf game on the Xbox One can't on that 720p 30 frames per second.
And that's crazy because at this point it's just a standard. Okay, it's the same thing with the Wii U. You know, the Wii U got juice, it got shit it can do, but because everybody else just say it's weak, fuck it, we're not gonna use this gamepad, fuck it, then everybody else follows suit.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I understand where you're coming from, Graham, but you still got to think about what about Halo Master Chief Collection?
No, I 100% agree. Yeah, that's some stupid shit too. Because the same thing, like everybody say, what Nintendo fans say, man, that gamepad, man, they can use that in a unique way, blah blah blah. Nintendo hadn't done it yet, so what the fuck you expect them to do? But I don't think Nintendo can use it in a unique way. They just have it. Same thing. I don't think Xbox can't get better. They can't get these games at 1080p and do all this shit. They just doing stupid shit. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. There's no way the motherfucker can't get 1080p. It doesn't make sense.
So it's supposed to have legal winning. It's supposed to have more cores, right? Is that what it is?
Well, the Xbox and the PlayStation both have 8 cores, but the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 are, as of right now, are using 6.
It's going to have 7 supposedly, right?
They're going to unlock 1 more core.
Okay, that's what it all is. Supposedly Xbox One is going to unlock 7 cores. That's what it all is. That's what I heard.
But then again, PlayStation could unlock an extra core down the road too.
Yep.
So when we talking about graphics between the two, like, I mean, graphics on what games? Are we talking about third parties? We talking about first parties? Because from what I see, all the shit look the same to me.
Future games. That's future games. It's gonna make for the future.
Because if you're talking about, I mean, if you're talking about third party, you know what I'm saying? I don't think third party is going to go out their way to make the PlayStation 4 look better than the Xbox One.
No, I don't either. I think they're gonna. Falls under that whole parity thing too. You know, I think we're gonna see this on their exclusives. You know. But who knows? I'm not a tech guy. That's why I don't like usually talking about this. But it was a good subject. What did everybody get to talk on that? You know, everybody got their 2 cents.
Yeah, I just wanted to add this, because I mean, if the truth is that third party developers are being lazy and are kind of like tooting their nose up at Microsoft and shitting on them on their version of the games, then you have to at least question why is even Microsoft Studios can't get their own games to run at 1080p. Like they're struggling with this. I mean, because to me, if Microsoft is struggling with their exclusive games or their first party games, just like developers, I mean third party developers, I don't think it's the third party. They're both having the same issue. I don't think it's favoritism. I just think they need to learn the architecture, or the console just flat out too fucking weak. It's either or.
Well, I'm gonna throw this out here. I remember with the PS3, a lot of games were running in interlace, right? Even Sony games were running in interlace. But I remember when Kojima came out and said that developers weren't doing their job because he went out and he actually saw the potential of the PS3 and made Metal Gear Solid 4. And he used the power of the PS3 and he said people are being lazy. They're not doing the job. Now, same man, right? Same Kojima, who made a great PC port, who made a great PS4 version, who made a pretty good PS3 version. He did not put the same effort as he was claiming into that PS3 version of Metal Gear Solid 4 into the Xbox One version. There's no fucking reason why that game is 720p. Because he doesn't probably give a fuck about Microsoft at all, probably. So he said, fuck it. He didn't put the same effort in like he did everywhere else.
But you're talking about a game. You still talking about multiplayer. I'm talking about why Microsoft exclusive games.
Oh,
but that's what I just answered. I said even Sony games in the beginning, first party studios, they were running shit in interlace. They weren't getting in 720p, none of that shit. It took time.
You talking about last generation or this?
Yeah, not last generation.
No, I'm only talking about this generation. I'm talking about right now, the games that's coming out right now. Why they cannot get their own games? Because this is better. This hardware is better than last gen. Whatever went on last gen, I understand that. I'm fully aware of that. But the architecture of these consoles are very easier to create games for. I'm quite sure we all agree on that. And I'm look at them. They like some bum ass PCs, like some low end computers. There's no excuse why Microsoft should be struggling this way. There is.
Well, the only thing I could tell you about that is, according to the developers, and I don't know if they're lying or whatever, but according to them, apparently that ES RAM is a bitch, and it's hard to. I don't know what the fuck it does, but apparently it's not user friendly. I guess. So I guess that's the shit that's getting.
It's not user friendly when you're coding only for games, and because the Xbox One is a games console, even though the hardware is essentially an APU-based small miniature desktop computer, mobile computer, whatever you want to call it. It's not that great for games development right now. You know, it's not being used that often. So, yeah, you're right in that regard, definitely there, Grim. That's why they're having a problem with it, because there's right now they're thinking, what's the point? You know, the PS4 doesn't have it. Why should we spend all the time doing that? You know, and Microsoft needs to pour more money out and show developers, you know, why they implement it.
Same thing they did with Diablo. It was another game. They said they had to go and show them how to use the thing. You know, they had to pay.
Exactly. If they do it, then that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. One stop. I think I can answer part of your question. Now, from my understanding was when the Xbox One was already designed, you know, hardware-wise before the PS4. The original plan for the PS4 with the GDR5 was supposed to be 4 gigs of RAM because the GDR5 was very, very expensive RAM. Microsoft wanted 8 gigs of RAM right off the bat, but the GDR5 was so expensive Microsoft couldn't use it, so they went with DDR3, and they put the ES RAM in there to help out the slow DDR3. Slow DDR3 is somewhat of the problem of getting the 1080p. But while they were getting ready for the PS4, designing it, there was a huge price drop in RAM in GDR5, and that's when Sony said, "Okay, let's go 8," because it was going to be the same price that they were already planning. So I'm not sure if a 4 gig PS4 and an 8 gig Xbox One with GDR3 might have been similar. I don't know, but that's what I heard. That Sony got a big break when the price of RAM went down, and that's why they went with 4 gigs of GDR5, because that GDR5 is much more expensive than the DDR3.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just, you know, like I say, man, you know, I just feel like it's done been over a year. You know, they've been promising us, you know, more power, you know, better frame rates, all this good shit for over a year. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that If you can't get Killer Instinct at 1080p, there's a fucking problem. You shouldn't need no fucking ESRAM to render Killer Instinct at 1080p. As a matter of fact, you got developers that's coming out saying they don't even fucking need the ESRAM. It's like useless junk. You know, a lot of people keep saying, "Oh well, they need to utilize this and utilize that." Man, sometimes you need to just read between the lines and just listen to what they're trying to tell you. They're telling you in your face, "Look, the power of the cloud is shit. ESRAM ain't gonna do shit. DirectX 12 is mainly for the PC, but we're gonna just tell you it's gonna help the Xbox One." All this shit that they steady throw in your face. Now I give Microsoft props. They'll take a shit right in their hand in your face and rub it right in your face and look you dead in your eye and say fuck you. Now Microsoft will do that. Now Sony on the other hand, they hide in the bushes, take a shit and throw it at you. I'm just keeping it 100. People just need to wake up and stop buying into the bullshit. But I understand that it's what's popular and it's what's popular right now, so people talks about it right now. But I just see shit for what it is. There's not gonna be a change. I guarantee it. I'm saying it here. You can edit this motherfucker, expose me later on. I'm saying it right now. The year 2015, Microsoft, with all that extra bullshit that they screaming about, Microsoft's still gonna struggle. I guarantee it. I'm out. Yeah.
Well, one of the rumors I heard, I don't know if it's true, that the Xbox, Microsoft wanted to come out a year later, and they wanted to have better hardware, you know, because a year later they could have got a better price, but they rushed out this system because they wanted to come out at the same time as the PS4 and so on, so they kind of screwed themselves also. You know, I don't feel the Xbox is completely designed 100% correctly, because when you have developers that don't want to bother with ESRAM, you know, that's weeks of extra coding, extra RAM. They don't want to deal with that stuff. I mean, they probably just don't want to bother with it.
All right. I see where everybody's coming from. A great topic. I really appreciate that, League of Winning. This in general, right now there hasn't been really anything new to talk about, and I'm glad you brought that conversation too. I'm going to end this podcast. I appreciate everybody that joined. I just want to see the UFC fight tonight. I forgot about it once.
I'm about to catch it too.
And I've wanted to see that fight for a little while now. I don't know when I'll be able to get it because I bootleg everything. But
we all do.
But I appreciate everybody joining. Thank you, One Stop for Gamers, as always.
Anytime, bro.
All right. Thank you, Grimpachi, as always.
Yo, no problem.
Thank you, Real Gamer 27, as always.
No problem. I appreciate you for letting me join.
Thank you, Wilflo, as always. That lizard's really throwing me off.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks, Guyman Super, as always.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Guns Blazing, for joining. I hope to have you in future podcasts.
Anytime, man. I appreciate you, and I just want to correct myself because I felt like an idiot just now. The creator of Final Fantasy VII is Harunobu Sakaguchi. I said Miyamoto for some reason. I don't know. I was stuck on that shit, but my bad.
Yeah, I messed up too, man. It's cool. I'd always state that too. People make mistakes. It is what it is.
Nobody perfect, man.
League of Winning, thank you as always.
No problem.
And Vexian Swift, thank you as always.
No problem, man. Make sure you subscribe to all these great gentlemen's channels, and yeah, thank you for having me on the show, Dave, once again.
No problem. And Old Dirty, as always, thank you, man.
No problem, Dave. Anytime.
All right, till next time. And I wish everybody that's watching, I hope you have a great new year. Everything goes well. Just keep it going and don't do nothing stupid, and then your year should go fine.
Go Cowboys!
Later.
It's out.